Hey everyone, we are back at this location and it's only been one day. Not even one day yet. Water levels are on their way back up. Overnight, the beavers have clogged the pipe again. This is going to be an ongoing problem until the logging company removes this beaver. Yesterday, the water was high enough that it was flooding. You see how much it's dropped about. It's still at least a foot under where it was when we found it yesterday. But give them a day, they'll probably have it crossing again. Yesterday that was flooding. Yesterday we had it blasting pretty well. There was so much current coming out of these two pipes. But the beavers have got it clogged up a bit. This should be a very easy one. We can get this stuff unclogged easily. Yesterday we found these pipes both underwater and a bunch of stuff in front of it. Mud and other crud. I think I hear a logging truck in the distance. That might be an airplane. And then when we're done, something I've never done before at this swamp, I want to try to do a perimeter walk. I want to try to walk around this beaver pond and figure out where the lodge is so the trapper knows exactly where to put it, although usually they put it near the culvert pipe, but somewhere out of sight. They don't want someone messing with it on the road when they install those. All right, let's go grab the rake, the big high boots, and camera number 2. All right, everyone, camera number 2 is going. You're not going to see too much of an increase compared to yesterday over here since the pond isn't that high. By unclogging these today, we'll drop it by maybe 8 inches or so, but not the 2 feet we saw yesterday. Today, at least, there's not many deer flies today. Down the road, I was brushing my teeth. A couple of miles back, they were everywhere. I chose to brush my teeth because there was a spring coming out of the hill that someone made, like a pipeline with nice clean water. And here, I have a big swarm of mosquitoes, but they're not landing on me. I got bug spray. The deer flies don't care. They'll land on the bug spray and bite you. So they're a pain in the butt. Last night, there was no-see-ums all over the inside of the car. These teeny little insects that hurt when they bite, they itch when they bite, but you can barely see them. I had a whole bunch of those, so I slept with permethrin bug spray on. That kept them away. And yeah, a lot of annoying insects on this trip. Let's get to unclogging. That's an easy one. We pushed the dam through. The dam's not well reinforced because they haven't had time to build it completely. We pushed the dam through. The dam's not well reinforced because they haven't had time to build it completely. Just deteriorating the foundation a little bit. The other one, let's see if we can give this one a big push. I think so. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Ba-boom! Nice. Nice. All right, that's just about done. Let's clean it up a teeny bit. And a big rock. Another rock. Oh, we got angry beavers! Just smacked their tail back there somewhere. I heard it. We're just about done though. There we go. It'll be clogged up again tonight. The water in that pond's actually very clear. The bottom's just dirty. So, within the next minute or so, the water on the other side will turn crystal clear. So, I'm just gonna leave the camera running for a minute to get that. I'm gonna shut camera number 2 off. I'll time lapse this clearing up. In the meantime, I'm gonna put this stuff away so we can go explore the swamp. All right, everyone, almost completely cleared up. Here's what this side looked like before we started. And here's what it looks like now. And here's a little clip of what it looked like yesterday at its peak. And here's what it looks like now. Let's take a little walk down here. Here's what down here looked like yesterday. Here's what it looked like yesterday before we left. And here's what it looks like now, completely dried up. Almost completely dried up. There was a little stubborn fish that wouldn't let me catch it when this was a big puddle. It's still alive in the puddle. Be an easy catch now. A bunch of water skimmers. Is that a tadpole? No, that's a water beetle. I'm assuming a bird got it. Anything that's left in these pools just becomes bird food. There it is! I can't believe it! And it can't escape us today. Look at that. I think that's creek chub. Creek crub. Oh, it can't escape. We're gonna return you to the water. Where'd it go? Come on. This fish doesn't realize how lucky it is that I'm not a bird. Here we go. Look. Sit still for a second. There it is. Same kind of thing I have living in my big pond that's actually reproducing. Woo! Alright, we got angry beavers in here, so we gotta be careful if we approach a lodge. The lodge could be hiding out here in these bushes anywhere. We're gonna take a little walk around the pond, see how far or vast this pond is. If there's another pond upstream, or if this is actually where they live. We're gonna find out. This is where the water was up to yesterday. All the way back up in here, the water was backed up when it was crossing over the road. No, mosquitoes. They're wanting me. Look at this. This was cut down quite a bit ago by the beavers, but they didn't get what they wanted. They cut these big trees, And when they fall over, they take all the little branches since they can't really move this. They will add stuff this big into a dam if it falls into the water where they can easily float it. More beaver chew marks. You can see the water was all the way up into here where all that mud is. This was all water here yesterday. Look at the size of this big cedar tree. It's on its way out. It's slowly drowning. Trees are tipping over everywhere because the ground is so muddy from it being flooded. See the water lines on all the trees, where it typically is. Lodges blend in very easily. Could be anywhere. This all had water. You can see the lines. Lots of peat moss growing. That looks like a miniature beaver dam right here. Maybe their lodge is up here. Maybe they'll be smart about it and not plug the pipes again and actually build a dam up here. You gotta be careful, we don't know where that beaver went. These cedar trees they already killed from drowning. Gotta be careful. There could be an angry beaver here anywhere. A second. It's not a lodge hole, is it? Could be, honestly. This could be a lodge right here, built underneath this dead cedar tree's ball of roots. It's possible. Looks like something's been coming and going underneath these trees. If it is, that's really cool. It's a lazy beaver lodge, but it's cool and durable and easy. Try to take another route because I honestly don't think that is a beaver lodge. Look how shallow the soil is before you get down to the rocks. Another reason it tips over so easily when it gets waterlogged. So this all had water up in it. Pretty humid today. Not too hot. It's only about 70 degrees, 20 degrees Celsius, and very humid though. Ah, yeah. These beavers have no reason to be damming that road down there. I mentioned in yesterday's video that last time we undid it, weeks later, it was still unclogged. Today, it just happened by coincidence overnight. If it was a primary beaver pond, they probably would have plugged it completely last night. We now know 100% that's probably a secondary pond down there. Here's where the beavers actually live. You see that? There's a whole another level of water. Look at this. This is all a beaver dam going all the way through here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's a whole another beaver pond up here. See this? There's a whole beaver dam right here blocking the stream. Some of these cedar trees are big. Let's see if we can get a little closer to this dam. See it? This is all a beaver dam, and there's a steady layer of water back here behind it, about 2 feet higher than where I am. But when this whole area is flooded, the level of both ponds almost matches. Interesting. Let's go back onto dry land. This is all area that flooded. So we're back on dry land. We can easily come up here to their pond. And then beavers, they build dams everywhere along little creeks. Sometimes they have dozens of different levels. So here's their pond. There's the dam I was just standing underneath. It blends in, you can't see it too well, but this is a very big beaver pond. I can tell it goes really far out in the distance. The water's so clear or still. The reflections of the surrounding forest are on it, making it look camouflaged. Wow. This is a big cedar tree. Huge, and these things take a while to grow. I wonder if something like this could actually be old growth. We don't see that often out here, and our old growth was never as big as it was out west. There's another one over there, pretty big. Cedar trees often don't get too big. And to see one like this that's got like a 3-foot diameter, that's really cool. And the reason I probably don't see them that big, they probably do get way, way bigger. None of this is old growth anymore. It's rare when you come across something that's old growth. It's all basically a tree farm that I hang out in. Are these old water lines too? I'm assuming yes. Not from this time. This time it was only down here, what I drained yesterday, but times past, it looks like it's been up into here before. So yeah, the beavers have another pond. And we're not going to explore where the lodge is. It's so dense in there, so muddy. It would take quite a while to find it. And we know the beavers are not happy right now. But they're not furious because we did not drain the pond they actually live at. It's just water storage. It's in their nature. When they hear water, they go and plug it. They stop the flow. Beavers are nature's flood control and drought control at the same time. Their big ponds are heavy, pushes water down into the aquifer, retains water for droughts, keeps the surrounding forest alive. During severe droughts, the only trees that are healthy are the ones near a beaver swamp. The ones in the beaver swamp will die regardless eventually because of the excess of water. But then after a drought, droughts usually end in heavy rain. The empty beaver ponds retain the water to prevent downstream flooding. So beavers are beneficial around. Good to know they have a secondary pond. Then there's no issue draining this type of pond in the winter time if they're still around. You don't want to drain beaver ponds in the winter or when the weather's colder because it opens them up to predators, especially if there's ice on the pond. You've seen me unclog some culverts before where the pond's frozen and the ice drops and shatters everywhere. Well, they can't float material over to clog it back up, and they'll probably die without their pond. But it being a secondary pond, they don't actually need it. Also, a primary pond, right before winter, they cut down a bunch of trees, jam sticks in the ground under the pond, so they don't have to leave the pond, since their food is the bark of the tree. We're flowing good now. Completely cleared up on this side of the water. And I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. We got some blue sky starting. This morning when I woke up, it was completely sunny. And the sun woke me up because the car turned into like a greenhouse. Woke me up nice and early. and I got enough sleep. Went to bed at 2 in the morning, but got enough. And now it's becoming cloudy, very humid. We're supposed to get some thunderstorms this afternoon. All right, and we're off. A lot of deer flies that joined in here. They must smell my breath in here left over, even when I left. Like yesterday, it's starting to rain right after we leave that same exact place. Perfect timing. Got a bunch of logging going on here. We got some sort of machine working here. Very fresh logging. Whole area smells like evergreen. That's the log skid, the machine pulling them out of the woods, bringing them to the road for the log truck. The logging's going on right there. There's one of their trucks. And right here, unfortunately, this always happens, and they're gonna be grading this road in the next few days. It's unfortunate. Turtle nests all over the place. Turtle nests. I noticed it because a giant turtle just went off. You see all this pushed over grass? That's turtles running back down to the river. Where's the one I just saw? Where the big old... Oh, a snake. Oh, water snake. Don't know where the turtle is, but I just saw a big one. It took off. I hear it. There's a log truck coming. We gotta go. Oh, another snake. Oh, we got another turtle. As I thought it was, but no, it's not. Kind of looked like one. It's a rock. I'll keep the truck running in case a car comes and I gotta move quickly. But this is a good example here. See, they had to just recently fill this whole thing in. You can tell they had to elevate it because it likely washed out because of the beavers. I can tell that this area here was flooding. Just take a look at that water line. It recently dropped about 2 feet. I can tell at some point it was like 4 feet higher at some point in here. That's why all these trees are dead all back here. This was a deep beaver pond at some point. Like right here, you can see the old water line, kinda. Maybe you can see, right there, there's an old water line. They must have relocated them. No blockages right now. We got a deer. Look at that. What's it doing? A deer. Ooh, it's running away. It's curious though. Here comes a really, really big load of logs. This guy's running the double trailer, and it's extremely overweight. This is like a 200,000 pound truck coming by. That's one of those self-loading trucks. The driver's the one who loads it up. There's babies of something. What is that? That's a cool looking duck. Is that a duck? I'm zoomed in 10 times. Hopefully they find a place to go. There we go. They gotta get far off the road. There's a big log truck not following me, not too far behind. Look at all the butterflies. If you see them clustering like this, they're usually getting some kind of mineral out of the ground. You'll also see them cluster on a poop in the middle of the road sometimes. They're just trying to get minerals and nutrition out of it. They're everywhere. This is that intersection that I'm spinning around at. I'm gonna probably scare them all away. Yeah, there they go. Spinning it around because there's a log in the middle of the road I want to move, since it's around a corner and it could be bad if someone's going fast. Gotta be careful too, the double wide log trucks are on this road today. Let's go quickly get this thing out of the road. Where is it? There it is. Let's move it. I'm gonna park here. It's not good to park right there where there's no moment's notice for that truck to stop if I happen to be there when it comes. I did not expect it to be a dry piece of wood. I thought it would have been very heavy. You can hear log trucks coming from a long distance. I hear nothing. But let's quickly do a 3-point and get out of here. Muddy out here today. Got some rain last night. Alright everyone, time to investigate this. I drove this road a couple of hours ago. It was dry. Now that it just rained heavily for a little bit, now there's a flood with water rapidly going across the road. It might just be as simple as they need to build it up, because you see the bridge right there. But they designed it like this intentionally. They would rather it flood here, destroy the road here, rather than wash out the bridge, which would cost a lot more and be more time consuming to fix. So we're gonna pull over here and try to figure out what's going on. We see some blue sky, so hopefully the rain's gonna stop. This area's got some active logging going on. We just passed a logging truck, as you saw. Lots of beautiful flowers. Hopefully the rain stops. Let's see if we can have a nice parking spot right here. Alright everyone, it stopped raining after a half an hour. Just waited here a half hour and did a little bit of editing in the time being. Now we'll go look around. Now that the rain stopped, that should start slowing down soon. Now let's see, is a beaver doing that, or did they just need to build it up slightly? So it didn't rain that hard. Got some water right here. But where's that water coming from? Is it related to this? I'm assuming it is. So, where's our best point of access? I think we're gonna walk down to the flood and see if we can trace that back up here or not. It's not the drainage ditch. That's beautiful, the reflection of the lupine flowers in the still puddle. Listen to all this rapids. Oh, there's a culvert here. Is that supposed to be going through this culvert? Is it at capacity? Or is it slightly blocked? Just by what I'm seeing, I doubt that would be able to fit through whatever we got here. Where is the end of it? The fact that we can't really tell easily, it means it's probably a bit blocked. I gotta get down there and look at it to see if it goes straight across or it's angled or something. Hopefully I don't trip in this. It's not that steep. Let's take a look at this pipe. Let's get down in here. A lot of debris. How big of a pipe is it? Oh, it's looks like an 18-inch green PVC sewer pipe. And looks like it's slightly diagonal. I can see a little bit, so right where I was looking. Did the grader push it in or something? See a little bit of current. Will we find it? I don't know. Is this it? I found it. I found it right here. It's right here. And it's water to steep. It should be sucking hard. I did find it. Indeed, I did find it. Can't see under the murky water, but okay, this is corrugated. So is it PVC lined corrugated? Those are more reliable of a pipe. Or is it going halfway and there's a joint to the other side? All right. It's completely open, but it's not sucking very hard. Something's wrong. Maybe I improved it a little because we didn't see the whirlpool before, but I think it's probably crushed in the road. Still inadequate for what's going across there. But there could be a beaver issue, maybe overflowing the little stream so it's not going under the bridge. It's coming out over here. And I doubt there's another pipe, and if there is, just by the lay of this, it has filled that in long and long ago. But can't do anything about the culvert. It seems to be collapsed. Drainage ditch has almost 2 feet of water in it. Good amount of current coming here out of the woods. There's not a lot of erosion in the road, so it doesn't look like a normal occurrence. Water's coming from this way, not even the direction of the stream. Every tree I touch, it's shaking off its wetness to me. Hear a lot of rapids. I'm gonna say it's probably not from that stream. We're going up quite a hill and it's coming from the other direction, all this water. It might be from that little road you saw me turn around at. Maybe it's drainage, because it's very murky. Looks like it might be coming off of a dirt road. We'll follow it a little teeny bit more. Oh. this is the water flooding the road down there. Where's it coming from? We're not super close to that other road. Maybe it's just time for a bigger culvert. That's too dense. I'm not going to follow that anymore. Alright, you just saw me follow all that current up to the dense vegetation. Now here's a whole different area of water joining down to the road. And this has like a cut. So water's supposed to be going through here. But is there another culvert? It's possible, but it would be long buried. I think they could easily do a little bit of excavating, make the drainage ditch bigger and reroute it all to the bridge. But that pipe you're seeing, the PVC pipe, needs to be replaced 100%, and it should be considerably bigger for this water. Alright, we just marked both ends of that failed PVC pipe. I can tell that water's already reducing since it stopped raining. Give it a few hours, that'll be gone. Is this guy coming down here? That guy just did an inspection. He must have just got out of a logging site, drove around for a little bit. The logs shift around a bit, then they become loose. They usually have like one cable over each stack, so sometimes they can still slide out, and that's why you find them all over the side of the road. Got another blockage here. It's so humid out that it feels much warmer than it really is. That's an old road, temporary road. You can tell they took the culvert out. Hear water trickling here through where they took the culvert out. Now there's a culvert in this hole, which is probably crushed if it's plastic. We gotta figure out what it looks like because it's crossing there. There's some water coming out of it, so it's semi-open. It is a plastic pipe. Now let's hope it's just blocked. I don't see any crushed areas, which is a good sign. That right there, that is the answer. It is gushing up between the joints of the culvert pipe, which means it's blocked, because there wasn't much coming out of that. So it's blocked and it's forced up out of here. It is crushed somewhere. Don't need to investigate that any further. Alright, I just put some orange ribbons up on that one so they know there's a problem on a sunny day. Most of the road inspectors that actually come out to look at stuff like that, they always do inspections on a nice sunny day. That makes absolutely no sense to inspect drainage when it's sunny. Looks like two log trucks up here having a conversation. Full one going out, empty one coming back. That's the same full one we just saw take that corner back there. They got the oversized trailers. say is like a concrete consistency. That truck we're behind must have such great traction with all that weight. I catch up to this truck every time it's driving up a hill, but this guy gets great traction, can go over 55 miles an hour through the mud back there. I can't do that, I'd spin out. I don't have the weight for it. 5 minutes later, we're dealing with a dust storm. In person, it's a lot worse. It just shows you how isolated these thunderstorms were. This area is dry and dusty. I can tell this area had rain again. No more dust. I think this is one of the highest bridges out here I've ever gone across. Each side of it's like a little ramp going up to it. And flattens out. Extremely high. Large river under it. Kind of want to go underneath it. Let's go on an adventure. See how we can get underneath here and look at it. Kind of surprised that there's not a trail. Usually all the bridges have trails. It's one big logging bridge. Beautiful out here. Alright everyone, we're back at the end of the day. Something just moved. Is it the Beaver? The water's much lower than it was before. You saw me throw the little fish in there. What's moving around? The water's crystal clear, so if it is a beaver, it's not going to be hiding. Could have been anything that jumped in. Water's much lower now. Has the beaver come back down? Because remember, they don't live here, so the water drop. Unless they're here, they won't know about it. Nope, beavers have not come back. Water levels are very low. Alright everyone, I hope today's extras in this video were interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Thanks for watching to the end.